Right guys, hello and welcome to the Minecraft Survival Guide. I am here to help you for everyone who's maybe new to Minecraft, and just for some basic tips and helps which could be useful to even the expert users that they may not even know. As you see, the only mod I have on is the Matos, I think that it's called? Yeah, Matos. Basically it's a sound texture pack. Adds atmospheric sound, so I just thought it was cool. That's a bit of a weird place to spawn. But anyway, yes. This one is on the basics. So, first things first, when you start Minecraft, the simplest of all things is, of course, to get wood. Now, you do this by just using your fists or anything, any objects you have. Once you have a decent amount of wood, which really you can continue with the 4 really, but I'm going to chop this down, this whole tree. I'm going to get that last one. Okay. Now, oh wait. Sometimes they get stuck in the leaves, you can just break these leaves. When you chop down a tree, it's normally best if you pick up any of the saplings that dropped, which are these things here. They drop from when leaves break, and you can just do this to speed up the process if you want, but you don't have to worry about that now. Of course, that is Minecraft music. If it gets a bit annoying, you can just turn that down. Okay, so as you can see, that's a snow biome over there, and looks like a mountain biome over there. So next thing you have to do is you want to get the wood, go in your inventory, and put it in this crafting section here, and as you can see, it shows these wooden planks. Now if you shift click on these, it will do all of them at once. And let me just show you what just normal clicking does, and to get one piece of wood. Shift clicking is always the fastest way to do it, however sometimes it's not accurate if you want to organise stuff. So just click, it will just do the one, and I'll take it over. Okay, now to find out the time, you do this by looking at the sun and the clouds. Now you can decide what you want north, east, south, west to be, because it doesn't matter as long as you can keep track of that and set it at the start. So right now the sun is moving behind me, so it's rising in the east, setting to the west. However, Notch, that's not how Notch sees it. He's actually said that the clouds are going north. So you can either use that or the proper way. It doesn't matter, it's your only personal preference, just a way of helping you get around. So let's go to that mountain biome, which is to the southwest. There you go. That's how you figure out, like, just how you navigate around. It's a lot easier. So the first thing you have to do is find a place to stay. Obviously there's a lot of trees there. Now what you want to do is when you find your first place, you want to find a nice, somewhere that you can hold up, somewhere that's got a lot of wood, some resources, maybe a cave, so you can find some more ore. That is lava, always be careful of that. It normally just happens in random pockets. Of course, I mean, next to those trees there is actually a perfect spot, there's nothing wrong with that. But you see a cave like this would be a really easy way to get some quick amount of ore. As you can see, there is some iron there, and a whole lot of coal. Finding caves like this in the ground at the top is just a quick way to get this basic things, which is of course iron and coal. So if I go in this now, get the wooden planks, and you press E to go in your inventory. And if you put this in 4 blocks, you'll then get a crafting table. So you fill the whole crafting slot there. So what you do then is you place your workbench, and you can then make some sticks. You do this by placing 2 wooden planks on top of each other. So the bottom and the middle or anywhere else in the crafting table, it doesn't take effect. So just shift click that and you've got all your sticks. Now what you want to do now is make the first tool you probably will ever make, in wood anyway, is wooden pickaxe. Now once you made this, I wouldn't recommend making any other wooden tools unless you've been wandering around all day and it's now night time. So you can just keep that, just a wooden pick, that's all you need, and then you just have to make your way down here. Now just easy way to do that is just literally just dig down into the dirt, and then you can make a stairway upwards. Now, of course, this obviously is blocks. You just make a stairway by removing one, go up one block, removing the next one, go up one block, removing the next one, and you make stairs. So, as you can heard that was actually a skeleton shooting an arrow, which is probably down there. Now, always be lookout for mobs, because there is still mobs, especially in these caves. So you have to be careful of that. So the first thing you're going to want is 3 cobblestone. Well, these are stone. When you mine them though, they turn into cobblestone. So now you've got 3 cobblestone. You go back up to your workbench, and you can now create your first stone tool, which is a stone pickaxe. Now, this stone pickaxe is a lot better than any of the wooden pickaxe. It's a lot faster and it lasts a lot longer with durability. As you can see, the sand pet pack, it had some quite cool features. It kind of like uses dynamic sound to change depending where you are. So if I go next to that lava over there, it will make a lava noise and adds like random effects in the background. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Now, the first thing you're going to need, of course, you can mine coal. However, if you start on a map and there is no coal to be found, you can, and I'll show you later, cook trees to turn into charcoal. As you can see, that is a zombie there. Zombies are very easy to fight, however, I'll not go over that system yet. I'll just go over the basics. And over there, you need to worry about them because they're called creepers. These creepers, once they'll follow you and try and blow up. But of course, that is not in this video, so I'll just quickly deal with them. So yeah, that was a quick preview of the creeper. However, I'll do a separate video on how to handle all the mobs of Minecraft. So in this video, next thing we're going to do is get this iron. This is quite a large deposit of iron. Normally they come in 4 by 2 blocks. So you normally get like at least 4 iron from one seam, if not more. And normally there's quite a lot around each other. And they're quite easy to find as well, as you can see, because this is right near the surface. This map seems to have generated quite a lot of caves, which is good. I mean, this is a decent map, but sometimes you get spawned on a map which will leave you searching for this stuff for a while. And I'm going to ignore anything else, just going to do the basics now, so ignore that mushroom that you saw, or may not have saw. So, the thing we need now is more cobblestone. Cobblestone is a good tool for a lot of things. There's more mobs down there. Now, as you may have noticed, as I was leaning over that edge, I wasn't falling down, even though I was about here. To do this, you hold down Shift, and it will stop you from falling off the edge, and you can lean over to see what's down below, such as those mobs that I went and had a look at, just like that. Now, it's getting dark, and so you need to make a shelter. However, for now, I'm going to make a quick furnace. You do that by placing cobblestone all around the outside with an empty middle. You then create that furnace, and you have that sorted. So, next thing I'm going to do quickly is just make an axe to quickly get this workbench. As you can see, you make by placing a stick in the middle and the bottom, and then wood all in one corner, in the top corners. So I'm just going to make a quick shelter. There's lots of different shelters you can make. You can make a dirt one, just a quick one, anything. You can dig into the side of a mountain, such as the one over here. And in fact, I might do, because my spawn point was in that little crack. So it makes a good home point. And you see, as I have this axe, you can quickly chop down trees much faster than you did before. I'll show you all the other basic tools as well and what they do. Now me, personally, I like to organize it and have all my tools near the very start, so they're easily accessible. I normally have a pick here, a shovel here, an axe here, and a sword here. This gives you all your 4 basic tools at the very start, and you can just press 1, 2, 3, or 4 to gain quick access to them. So I'm going to dig inside this mountain now, create a little cave home. Now it doesn't have to be something too big, it's only your first night, don't expect to build a masterpiece on the first day. So, it can be any size you want, it doesn't matter because I have not got many resources. And this will require me to probably wait out the night, because you have to make a bed to be able to skip the night, on which you need sheep. And because there's no sheep in this area, then I can't make that. Now, for the basics in what you'll need, there's a lot of things. For animals, sheep, they spawn mostly in grasslands. As you can see, zombies are now spawning, and other mobs will be coming too. So I'm just going to put a torch up, and I'll block up that with cobblestone. Now, I won't go over this yet, but I'll say it quickly. Mobs, they can't go through 1 block spaces, so you'll find there's no mobs that can get through that, apart from silverfish. However, they are rare and only can be found underground, so you shouldn't have to worry about them. Right, so you can set up your little base of operations while I'm waiting for the night. You can place down your workbench and your furnace. Now in your furnace, you can put your iron ore in this top section here. You then can put wooden planks or coal, or charcoal even, into the option to start giving it some fuel to burn the iron ore. Now when this is done, it will give you some iron bars, iron ingots. There you go. And of course that is the achievement. Now a lot of these things will be self-explanatory. If you go on, press escape on your keyboard, you go onto achievements, and you can find all the things here to do. As you can see, I've done quite a lot of them, and there's a lot of things to make. So you can use that as a guide because it tells you some helpful things sometimes. So we have that. I'm going to show you the other tools that we have now, and we're going to need more sticks for that. So make some more sticks, and I'll show you a shovel. So you place stick in the middle, stick in the bottom, and cobblestone on top. This gives you a stone shovel. Of course, if you use cobblestone. You cannot use stone, it has to be cobblestone. However, you can't get stone unless you melt it in the furnace. And now the other item is a sword. You do this by placing stick at the bottom, and whatever amount of material you have in the middle and in the top middle rows. And you then have your sword. And you can organize your inventory however you like. Now, while we've got quite a decent amount of iron, I'm going to take that out and show you how you cook wood for charcoal if you cannot find any coal. So if I put that in there now, it will start cooking it. And note also, this torch here, I placed it mainly because it stops mobs from spawning. That is how that will be in a different video though, to do with light, and I'll show you how best to use light to make it effective. But for now, it's basically to place at least 1 torch, or you can just use the light source from the furnace, because if you get rid of that, there's a light source from the furnace, so you don't need it. However, when that runs out of fuel, you will. Now, as you can see, it turned that wood into charcoal, and charcoal acts pretty much the same as coal, except it's got a different name, and so that's just as effective as finding coal. However, you do lose wood, but that is only use that if you obviously have you found no coal. So I'll stop it here and wait till the morning, and I'll continue the basics. Now quickly, there's something I realised I can go over. In this sound pack, it is quite useful. It's quite good really, it adds a lot of atmosphere to Minecraft. But as you see, because there's 1 block open here, I can hear the wind outside. So if I block that off, it will recognise that I have blocked it off and eventually cut off the sound into a nice quiet cave sound. Probably hearing a slight noise of the wind outside. You can see it's gone all quiet. So, now, another important thing that I can mention while in here at night. This bar at the bottom here, you see here, this is your hunger bar. Now, hunger is very important. If it is not full, when you get hurt, you will not regenerate health. So, it's always best to keep your hunger bar full. To increase your hunger bar, you need to kill animals and get meat. You can then cook that meat in the furnace, placing it here, and then eat the meat. I will show you that as soon as it is day. Also, another thing on the basics. On your inventory thing here, when you press E, obviously this is what you look like. You can change your skin by going onto the Minecraft.net website, logging in on your account, and then clicking on the option to change your profile and change your skin. Now, back to Minecraft. In this here, these slots are armor slots. You have the head, the chest, the legs, and the feet. And so whenever you make an item of armor, you can place it in here. Now, this bar at the bottom here, this green one, this is your experience bar. As you kill things, there's some monsters obviously behind that wall. You'll gain experience, and they'll drop experience orbs at you, as you may have saw. Now, these orbs are attracted to you, and they won't actually just come to you when you get to a certain radius of them. Now, when this bar gets full, I will become level 1. Now, at the moment, at the start of Minecraft, you won't need these experience points, as they won't be useful to you. However, try and get as many as possible, because in the end, near the end of the game, well, not the end of the game, as you get further into the game, you realise you will need them for enchantments, in which, to make an enchantment table, you need a lot of resources, which I can't go into now. So, I'll wait until morning, and I'll come back then. See you then. Alright guys, it is morning, and I came out. There's zombies and skeletons are burning, and my little humble abode is there. Now, something I forgot to mention is that if you go in here and you get your wood, and you fill the entire one side and the middle with wood, you'll get a wooden door. Now you can do this obviously either side, it doesn't matter. So if you make your wooden door, it's a lot more effective way of keeping things out. You then have a door and you can see outside the window, but things cannot get in. Let me turn down the sound. So, and when placing the door, make sure you do not place the door this way, because monsters can then attack you through the other side, but you can't attack them back. So it's always best, when placing a door, to place it from the outside, facing inwards. This will then create an effective door. So, as the next part, we're going to have a look for animals, and I'll show you the hunger, which is one of the most important things in Minecraft. So, we're going to go on a search for some pigs, and as you can see from here, there's a sheep. Our sheep are useful for dropping wool, as you can tell, as you could probably guess. Now, when you're killing a sheep, you only get 1 wool. To acquire more wool, you would need to make shears. And to make shears, you can do it in your own crafting bench. You don't need a crafting bench, but you put 1 there in the corner and 1 there, so it's 2 in a diagonal line. This creates shears. Shears create a really effective way of shearing sheep without killing them. So if I use it now, I just got 4 blocks. Now that is a lot of wool. As you can see, there are a lot of sheep. As we are entering this grassland biome, as snow itself can also go from being in any biome really, because snow can change from being into a pine forest to a grassland to a mountain, as it can apply anywhere as it's snow. So you can find snow pretty much anywhere. As you can see, it freezes water, and when you break the water, it will eventually freeze back. So I'm going to get some more wool now for future keeping. Thank you. And of course they will grow back wool once they eat grass, which they will do over time. So let's head into the grassland and see if we can find some meat to eat. You can tell it's always a grassland because there's hardly any trees and there's lots of hills, as you can see. There's a bit of grass over there. That was obviously a mountain biome, and that is a pine forest biome. Now there are lots of other biomes, but you'll notice them as you go through it. As you can see, seems to be a lot of sheep around here. However, there is a loss of other mobs, which of course is not good for you. So I'm just going to keep going, see what I find. Oh, now here's this here. It's always good to get this. What you do is you hit it from the bottom, all of it falls down, so you don't have to go through the top. And as you... Ooh! Aha, now this here, it's really hard to spot because it looks like stone, but this is actually clay. And you can use clay to make bricks. So, and if you collect all this, you can cook it in the furnace, and you can make yourself some bricks, and you can make yourself some nice, pretty house. A nice, pretty house. Always, whenever you see coal, it's always good to get some, because you can never have too much coal. I'm just going to also note, although this is on the water topic, I'll say it quickly. When underwater, you dig things a lot slower, so it's always best to stand on a block so your head's out of water, and you dig things a lot quicker. Like that. So I'm just going to gather those 3, and then I'll be heading off. Again, there'll be there'll be video on water to further explain how to make the best use of it. So I'll restart the video when I find some other animals. See you then. Alright, I'm here and I found some cows. Now, obviously, when you find a cow, normally there's some more around, because mobs normally spawn in numbers. So, cows are pretty simple. You kill them, you get leather and raw beef. So, now, what you should know about when you attack critters, they will try and run away. They will start running faster and spaz out for a second, trying to run around in panic. If you try. Obviously, the cows seem to be a lot more courageous and try and bump into you. However, they have no effect and they cannot hurt you. These are peaceful mobs, along with sheep and chickens. Now, cows are always a good source, and I think they're always worth killing. As you can see over there, that is a chicken, which of course spawns with another one, as the mobs normally do. So if I go over and chickens take 1 hit to kill, and they drop raw chicken and feathers. Now feathers, although seeming rather pointless, are actually very useful. And this is a very snow biome. It's a very snowy biome. Right, so I'm going to head home now with my collection of goods. One thing you should know is, see, there's the raw chicken and there's the raw beef. Now leather, you can make simple armor out of leather if you don't want to spend your precious iron ingots on making armor. Leather is a lot less a form of armor, and it isn't as powerful, hence why it normally isn't used. You can just go straight for the iron, as iron is now commonly found. Of course, if you don't want to spend that, then that's fine. It's your choice. That's what the game's about. So, next things first, I will probably show you the food. I'll head back home and I'll cook some, and also make a bed, which is probably one of the last part of the basics, and I'll end it there. So see you back at home. Right, we're back home and we can start cooking. So if you put the raw beef in here, and you can use the charcoal, as you have more coal now. As I came back on the way, I collected some more coal that I found. So while that's cooking, I'll also show you how to make a bed. You get 3 wooden planks and you place them on the bottom. You then get wool and you place the wool on top. This gives you a bed. Now, as you can see, the beef is being cooked and turned into steak. So if I pick this now, put it in my inventory, I can then right click and start eating. Now this has given me full hunger, and so if I lose health, I will regenerate, which I'll show you now. And as you can see, there's some more sugarcane there, which I missed. Now see, as I've lost 1 heart, it should start regenerating as I have full health. There you go. And I'm just going to collect the sugarcane. So, now I'm going to move on to beds. Now beds, people seem to have a lot of problems with them. However, there are a lot of things that you can do to... It really is not that complicated. It's very simple. The thing that you need for bed is a completely enclosed place, and it's best to put a bed on top of anything else but dirt. You can put it on top of stone, put it on top of cobble, put it on top of wood. Anything's better than dirt, because dirt has a high chance of it not working. And actually the only thing you really need is the thing underneath the bed, as I can tell you a really quick and also kind of cheating way to quickly sleep, which I'll show you how to do on the next night. As you can see, while digging into the side here, I found some more coal. And digging really is one of the main parts of this game, because it's what you do, you mine, and hence why it's called Minecraft. You can find lots of ore just by digging. However, it's always best normally to follow a cave, because it's a lot easier to find the stuff that you need. So I'm going to go up now, I'm going to neaten this out and make room for my bed. As you can see, my pick broke, so I'll just use my wooden one. And I believe it is night time, as I heard a cricket. Oh, no, it's becoming to me night, so it's a good chance for me to use it. So I'm going to now block that off. I'll keep the torch in there to stop any mobs from spawning in that area. I'll then place the bed here. Now if you place a bed that has a space on either side against the wall in a room that has at least one torch, you should be fine. It should have absolutely no problems. However, I know that will work. However, if you have dirt underneath, there's a high chance that mobs will spawn. But a way that I've noticed that you can do this, and if you're desperate to find somewhere to sleep, you can just do this. And then you place the torch here. This will work effectively, as there's no places around it, mobs will not spawn around it. So if I sleep now, it's quite hard to do, there we go. I have gone through the night without a home, and I managed to sleep. So that is a little effective way, because basically, because you're high above the ground and you've got a torch, you don't get interrupted by mobsters at mobs at night. There you go. So there you go. That is the basics. From here, you can make your own. You can carry on making better tools, make the armor that you want. You can carry on exploring, finding more ore, and I'll show you more of the basics for another time. Cover quickly, if I just noticed. I should probably cook the rest of this, and I'll show you just simple recipes for making armor. I'll put this in the bar. It's always best to have your torches and food readily available. As another hint, a helpful hint there. So, I've got 5 iron ingots. What I want to do is I want to get some more. I'll get something else out that doesn't make a noise. 7. Now, if I remember correctly, this is how you make a helmet. All helmets are shaped like this. See, there's a helmet. Now, there's also boots. You make boots by doing this on the left and this on the right. 2 blocks, 2 blocks high. And that makes boots. You then also have the leggings, which is filling all the side apart from the bottom, middle, and middle blocks. This then makes iron leggings. The last thing to make is then the chest piece. Now this is obviously going to require some more iron. This basically is every single block filled apart from the middle top block, then creating an iron chest plate. And so if I create an iron chest plate now, which used a lot of my iron, however I can now place this on the inventory slot, giving me that armor. And also, if you press F5, you can see yourself in third person with this. And then press F5 again, and you'll see your face. So, this is the basics of Minecraft. And I wish you luck in your Minecraft adventures. Goodbye.